It is the 11th day of September 2011. Welcome to Sharplenstv, your #1 investigative human interest magazine program on television Continental. My name is Tunji Olanipekun. Today promises to be a very interesting edition of Sharplenstv, and we will be traveling to Ibadan, where the issue of the flood that killed more than 100 people is still making the headline. How are the survivors faring? Those that are in the relief camp, what is their status? What is government doing to assist these people? We will give you all the details on Sharplenstv today. Also from Ibadan, aftermath of the flood, the government have instituted a new environmental sanitation policy, which is to take effect every second Thursday of the month. How is the governor, Senator Abiola Ajimobi, going to effect this sanitation policy? Of course, many people have said Ibadan is a very dirty state, and I think the governor too feels so, and that is why he is instituting this environmental policy. We will also bring you a story from Lagos State. During the week, there was an accident on the 3rd Mainland Bridge which claimed 2 lives right on the spot. We have the report for you on Sharplenstv today. Today promises to be very interesting. Please don't go away, just stay back. I will be back with details after tidbits. You are welcome. Now let's start by telling you that succor has come the way of some of the victims of the flood in Ibadan, as the lawmaker representing the area has donated some materials, some clothing materials to the people. Now, Senator Ayo Adesheun is the senator representing Oyo Central in the Senate, and he donated drugs, clothing materials, and foodstuffs to the victims of the flood disaster who are still at the Oke Ayo relief camp in Oduono area of Ibadan. Now, there have been issues around Ibadan about the plan by government to demolish houses as a result of the flood. While some people are saying it is the right thing to do, some people are condemning the state government for that step. What will Governor Abiola Ajimobi do? The governor has said he wants to give the demolition a human face by extending the time for the people to evacuate their properties from the house that have been marked for demolition. How will this go? Will Governor Ajimobi muster enough political will to carry out this decision? We have the report for you from Ibadan. Just watch it. That was it.
Victims of the flood disaster in Ibadan have continued to receive assistance and relief materials from the state government and their representatives in the National Assembly. With most of them now homeless, the Oyo state government said it will ensure that the people are well settled and their health situation taken care of. The victims were provided with drugs, food items, domestic utensils, clothing materials, and other necessity to make life more comfortable for them. Senator Ayo Adesheun, who represented the flood-ravaged community, sympathized with the victims while donating the relief materials. He said, "It is unfortunate that the disaster claimed lives, and appealed to the people to be more conscious in the way they manage their environment."
Then the groundswell of sympathy cannot but touch your heart. So when we read these, we now made arrangements to make sure that as elected representatives of the people, we have an obligation to make sure that wherever our people are, we have a duty to ensure that life doesn't get any worse for them. We should always do what we can to enhance their quality of living. And the disaster was such. People lost their lives. Over 100 people lost their lives. Limbs got shattered. Homes were destroyed. General dislocation of people's socioeconomic lives. I mean, so there are no two ways about it. You can't even think. You can't sit back and start ruminating about what to do. You just go out and you do what you can.
There have been reactions in some quarters of the state capital on the need to replan Ibadan, which many believe is the solution to the environmental challenges in the ancient city. But the state governor, Abiola Ajimobi, is facing pressures from the people on the issue of demolishing illegal structures. Though most residents of Ibadan believe the solution to the flooding in the city is to remove all structures blocking the waterways and the canal. They are unwilling to give up their structures, which have been marked for demolition. Some residents are also of the opinion that demolition is not the solution, but government should address the issue from foundation.
I want to tell you that this fault is from the government. When you want to build a house, they are supposed to be, they call something town planning or whatever. That is whereby they will plan your environment for you, the place, your house and everything where you will build your house. If the place is okay, if it is not okay, they will come and mark it and destroy it. But in a situation like this, everybody is just free to be doing whatever he likes. And that is why we are having such a problem. Everybody will just go to the bank of the river and build a house and just be living, because everywhere is congested and everybody wants to have his own house.
All these houses by the riverbank, they had plans. Somebody approved them. You just give them money. They say, oh, that is riverbank. You cannot build along this place, but they will give money and do it. But if government insists, if government officials insist that no, that place is not, you cannot be allowed to build your house along the river channels. Simple, but we take a lot of things for granted.
The government should be blamed. You know why? The reason is that all these buildings along the coastal lines, you know, somebody must have approved the plan. And if I could remember when this kind of thing was happened in Lagos. You know what Fasola said? He said Lagos State is lucky because he has realized that most of the buildings along the rivers are not approved by the government. They are approved through the back door. So automatically those people are not going to get a dime from the government. So like the previous speaker, if there has been somebody who has been jailed or given the necessary punishment, maximum punishment for building a house along the road, all this kind of thing will not happen.
But the state government said the pressure would not deter it from doing what is right. Governor Abiola Ajimobi said it is better to take the step in the interest of the generality of people. Though the planned demolition that was expected to take place last week did not hold, the government said it will still go on with the action.
Our environmentalists are working on it. Our regional planners are working on it. And we are also trying to put a human face to it. We'll do it in phases. It's not just to pull down houses. It's to let the people park. Some people have been traumatized. We should not add to the trauma. I think what we should do is gradually move them into areas where they could settle down. And we are talking to them. I think 7 days is too small. It's too short a time for people to move out. So we must balance our determination to remove houses, refuse from the waterways and the floodplains, so that we could also use human face to balance.
Though the state government has come under severe criticism by the opposition party on the planned demolition, the senator representing Oyo Central agrees that the removal of illegal structure is the only way forward.
He has left his job. He has not done his job. Look, creating dumping refuse. We were clearing refuse on all the waterway when we were in government. People dump heaps of refuse there. We were clearing it. We did not demolish house. Some of these buildings as old as the Ibadan town itself, in this Gaga and Dubai area.
So are you saying you should not demolish those?
I am saying he cannot demolish any house that is properly approved by the town planning, because if they sue him, they are going to claim millions from government, and these are the money he's supposed to use for development of the state.
So I totally support the governor's position, and I think it's a very courageous position for him to have taken. That what's on ground here now is a situation whereby individuals chose to flout the laws, not minding how many lives they put at risk. Consequently, the government is saying anybody who has constructed structures along water channels will have such structures demolished. That's the way to go. That's a caveat. That's a caveat. We want, in fact, I want to ask the governor to go a step further and say if anybody has an approved building plan on such locations, number one, people will get approved plans that basically conforms to the law. But when they actually get to site, they will do something different.
Commissioner for Information and Orientation in Oyo State is also of the opinion that the removal of structures along the canal is the public interest. He advised those that will be affected to see it as a solution to save more lives.
That each house must occupy to floodplain or to the water channel. So all these will be observed. And I must say that if you have CFO and your structure is not in the area where it shouldn't be, then there's no need to fear that. But definitely, the government will not assist people to commit suicide. They won't assist people to continue to suffer losses. The government is listening and is caring enough to know that we ought to prevent further occurrence of what we witnessed on 2016.
With the zeal and enthusiasm with which Governor Abiola Ajimobi intends to transform the capital city, how to manage the issues of demolition is surely a challenge the government will have to deal with.